Okay, coming back with the end of the 3 p.m. turn 10, Battle of Kernstown, 1864. So, at the end of turn 10, it's getting kind of desperate for the Union. You can see the Confederates, particularly Breckinridge's troops, now joined by Vaughan's dismounted cavalry troopers, as well as Ransom's troopers, Johnson, up here, have pushed a line parallel to the Valley Turnpike and is actually threatening the Valley Turnpike right up here. Powell is moved in, and Tibbets can counterattack here, which may happen the next turn. But the bigger thing is this center with the infantry and everything has to start collapsing. And more importantly, these two artillery units here need to get out this turn or otherwise be overrun very quickly in there. In the 3 p.m. turn, we had quite a bit of battles here. Johnson got hit pretty bad up here. Hayes continued to fall apart, almost pretty much collapsed at this particular moment. He does have his units up here, but you can see they're reduced. This guy actually came back from being broken. He's in pretty tough shape, and there's another one still on the broken one track over there. Also, to the Union right, Confederate left, Wells tried to counterattack here, actually was successful to knock out a unit to put it on the broken track. But then a combination of things occurred, a firefight primarily, where Evans' units here, the sharpshooter brigade sharpshooter battalion, could shoot in there and got some serious damage on the 116th Ohio here. So they're retiring. So they're slowly starting to pull back. Upshur's cannons are going to have to move back. Everything's going to have to start moving back now, and now it's just a matter of controlling the retreat for the Union while making more chaos with the Confederates. Now, the Confederates themselves are in pretty good shape. You can see Ramseur is pretty much back in good shape. He's got one unit there, the 5th and 12th North Carolina, that is not in good order. And there's also one of Lewis's, the 1621 North Carolina, that's still off the board. So, but he's in pretty good shape to push on the left. Breckinridge is still good to push on the right, although Patton needs to do some recovery, and so does Forsberg to get back in shape. Rhodes down here, he's also in good shape to push the center, particularly with Battle. Cook moved over here to attack. He was fairly successful over here. Here and here. Cox needs to recover over here as well. So that was the situation here for the end of turn 10. Now, let's take a look at the chits here. Chits were pretty average in terms of the polls and everything. Let's bring you over here so you can see them. Confederates came out first pretty good. There was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A little bit more failed activations for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the U.S. So even though the Confederates had more failed activations, they were able to do a lot with what they had, particularly in the beginning where we had a rally, and then Lilly was able to attack the left with 2 units. And then Johnson also attacking the right, Johnson cavalry for the Confederates attacking on the right. And then Vaughn moving up to provide some lines, supply lines over there as well. Grimes from Rhodes tried to activate, failed to recover anything. That was kind of tough. Union did get a rally. They did get Lytton's units back in good shape. Cook failed, not surprisingly. Wells counterattack I talked about over here as well. So you can pretty much see it was kind of an average turn here. Towards the end, actually, the firefight, that was this one here. But actually, both firefights came out Yeah, up top there was another firefight up there as well for the Confederates. So that was kind of interesting there. Let's bring you up and look at the turn track card and show you what this looks like. So within here, Union's continuing to lose points. They're down to 5 points now for Pritchard's Hill. Pretty much impossible now for them to recapture it. So my calculations are right. Confederates should pick up 16 points for them by the end of the game. Plus, you can see the eliminated units is 2, 5, and 6. So that's 11 more. So there's 27 points right there. Union did retreat to 12th PA. They're in reduced state, so they'll get 3 points automatically. So right now it's 27-3 for permanent points over there. But that will change once more retreating units get off. As well as we do have a lot on the broken track here, which will change things. But those are variable at this particular junction. So that's it for turn 10, 3 p.m. turn. We're going to be moving on to the 3:20 turn, and I may bring you in a little bit more on some of the battles. I know I promised to do that, and I didn't because it got very interesting very quickly, and it came up kind of quickly and not all together. So I may try to do that this next turn. So stay tuned for that. So thanks for watching. We'll be back with you. Okay, bring you back here on turn 11, 3:20 p.m. So we've got an attack coming up here, and I thought I'd bring you back for this attack. It's actually going to be Breckenridge activated. He is activating Smith to attack. Now, Smith is located here, here, and right here. They're going to go after this good ground hex. I know it's a little bit of a tough battle, but we need to break through there to get around and get in there. Actually, I'm thinking now, as I'm looking at this, I may have them scoot around over here to hit this hex. Try to cross the Valley Pike right here. But first we got some shooting. These two units will combine to shoot at this guy on good ground. Now he's got a -2 shift, so he's going to be tough to knock out of there. So combining them together will make 9 strength points. But they're going to be halved. I should halve them first. So it's going to be 3.5 plus 1. 3.5 for the 7, 1 for the 2, so that's 4.5. Drop the fraction, so it's 4. So it's on the 4 column. He's on good ground, so he's going to go down to. He's going to drop to the 2 column, and he's a 4 cohesion, so he needs a pretty high roll here. 54. That's pretty good, but not quite good enough. If he got up in the 60s, he would have got it, but that's a miss. All right, so even more so. I want to actually have him go after these guys up here. So let's get them moving up. So first off, he's going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. He won't be able to support him, but he will. It's kind of dangerous because he's on his broken side, but we'll bring him up. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can support just in case. So they're going to go after him right there. So that's going to be Hayes' unit. He's got a -2 morale, so he's a C. And then these guys here. Oh, these are cavalry. I forgot about that. They're 5. So it's basically 5. They're the ones who are going to be firing. Yeah, they have carbines. So that is going to earn them a 1 shift. So they go up to 6. They'll go after the reduced guy over here, him, the 36th Virginia, on the 6th column. 43. That's enough to get a routine check on him. And he gets a 45. So he's not depleted, but he will have to retreat 2. So he'll have to go 1 to there, 2 to there to avoid getting in there. Actually, now I think of it, wait a minute, because he's got to go. Actually, he can go in here. That's the bad part about it. He can go in here. He's got to go to the south, so he will have to go here. And then for the second one, now he can get shot at with disengagement fire from here. So that's going to be a 4. Yeah, 1. That's a big miss. Rolled a 1. 1 here. And that missed him. Okay, so he got out of there without a problem. Or actually, he'd have to go here and stop. Yeah. He's got to head south or west. Okay, so the attack still goes on. He goes here. He's still supported, so it's going to be 7 against 5. So there's no outnumbering. There will be better cohesion, so that'll bring him up to the 8 column. And that's it. So in the 8 column, 2, 26. Ooh, that's a good column. That's just a routine. A lot of routine stuff. Oh, 1-6. That's not good. Oh, bad. So he depletes as the attacker, and then 6 is morale hit, retreat 2, and panic. So he takes a morale hit and has to retreat 2 hexes. So he's got to go 1, 2. Now this also has a retreat all. Excuse me. It should be retreat all. 2 hexes. So he can go up there. That's 5, 6, 7, and he will be 8. Okay, they can all make it up there. So now there is a panic, 2 units, but there isn't anything in range. So that will be it. All right, so that's all for that attack. Fortunately, it didn't pan out as profitably as I want, but again, they're still threatening the pike. So we'll see how it goes from here. So stay tuned for the next one. Okay, here we are at the end of the 320. Turn 11. Battle of Second Kernstown, July 1864. And the situation hasn't changed too much. I did show you the battle before. Kind of see how weird the dice have been going and the draws have been going for this game. It's just very unpredictable. You think you've got a good sure thing, and sure enough, they roll low, roll high, whatever it is, and the attack is thrown off. But here's where we are with it. Pretty much just stayed the same. Vaughn moved up a little bit. Johnson kind of was repulsed here a little bit. Powell had to retreat with a little cavalry scuffle over there. Patton tried to come up and attack here, and just this dismounted cavalry with the carbines knocked out this unit, had to force them to retreat. He got fired on by him in a firefight, that's right, and he lost. Normal. Whoever initiates the firefight usually is the loser. And they had to retreat back over there. Same thing over here with Evans. They've moved up, tried to attack. They did knock out 1 unit of Wells, but slow, very slow going over here. And then over here with Ramseur, both Lewis and Johnson failed to activate. Lilly moved up just to keep pressure on, as well as Jackson over here has moved up as well. Otherwise, for Gordon, Terry and York have been pretty much out of the battle. They've either failed activations, or they need to recover. They've still got units in the broken box that they need to recover over here as well. So tough situation for the Confederates. They're trying to push. They've got the advantage. They've got pretty much got the battle, but they keep getting pushed back when they try to attack the fleeing units. Luttmann back here did get a brigade reserve movement and pulled out back this way. So they're in good position to get off the board sometime here in the near future. Wells will probably pull back. More of the artillery will pull back over here. Kind of the pocket here is collapsing, and the Confederates can't really close it to trap them in there. We still have Tibbets way down here guarding kind of the Valley Pike, so they can eventually get off here. So it's gonna be interesting. What we're looking at right now is let's pull down the chart and you can look at this. I'll bring the camera over and refocus you here so you can see this. You can see that the Confederates here have been whittling away at the numbers here. No more exited or removed. Broken track, see, has moved down a little bit. We've only had one more unit added in there, but there's still a significant number there for the Union that are off, and these are some pretty high number ones. There's an 8, and I think there's some 10s over here as well that are off board. That's going to count for their full values when the end of the game comes. So it's still pretty open here in terms of what's going on. In terms of the orders, a little bit disappointing, as I said, with everybody. We'll come over here and take a look at how the chits were pulled. Union started off good with a rally, but then see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that failed to activate. A little bit high for the Union, and then Mulligan made 8 right there, or Harris I should say made 8 right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the Confederates. So kind of a high failure rate this past turn with the chits over here as well. So a little bit of a tough turn for both sides. Each side trying to take advantage of their victory, which is either getting off the board for the Union or eliminating Union units to get victory points to keep it going. So we're still about permanent victory points. We're still 27 to about 3 with the in favor of the Confederates. But like I said, that can change very quickly once the Union gets units moving off the board, if they can. That's the other thing. It's been, when you have turns with limited activations, nobody moves, so it gets a little bit trickier, with that. So hopefully you're enjoying this, and you'll stay tuned for the next turn. We turn 12, 3:40 p.m. At the 4 p.m. turn, we'll have actually some Confederate reinforcements, and Bowdoin cavalry will come on board. I'm not sure what they'll be able to do at that point, but we'll still keep up the pressure on the Union. We've still got a long way to go. This is only be turn 12. We're roughly halfway through the battle, and this is coming down to the critical phase. I have a feeling the next 6 to 8 turns will be the critical piece on here as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you on the next turn. Okay, welcome back. We are at the end of turn 12, which is the 3:40 p.m. turn of Second Battle of Kernstown here, July 1864. Well, the big retreat is on for the Union. You can see them streaming back across Pritchard's Hill. Confederates trying to force them and trying to keep them from streaming off there. Few successes for the Confederates. We'll talk about them first here. First off, Evans here attacked, pushed back the last stronghold of artillery over here. They're fleeing. This artillery is fleeing back this way, along with Lewis kind of hitting there and trying to get around them to cut them off over here. Wells' 70th Ohio is threatened right here with loss if they don't get off. Ely's 18th Connecticut is streaming back there as well. to the center, battle came up, knocked out one of Higgins' cavalry units. The 22nd PA was knocked out of here, and trying to push against Johnson. Smith, Vaughn, and Patton all failed to activate and didn't move up here as well. Most of the units on this side of the right side of the Confederate line did not activate over here. It was a tough activation phase for the Confederates. We still have units trying to recover. Grimes, York, and Terry back here for the Confederates trying to recover. So it's a little bit of a tough job for the Confederates to try to cut them off and prevent them from streaming off. The Union has done a decent job of actually streaming off. They got 32 points. I'll show you what they are here in a minute. They've got 32 points of exited units, which will help countermand the taking of Pritchard's Hill and the permanently eliminated units there as well. There's still a number of units on the broken track for both sides. We look to have 4, about 9 for the Union and 4 for the Confederates that need to try to recover before the end of the game. So that's about where we stand. No real big, heavy battles. Like I said, there was one kind of big one here, but that was not really as big as what I thought, so I didn't bring you on for that. And then over here, the fight with battle really was overrunning that cavalry was the big thing there. So still pushing, still trying to get off. Like I said, at the end of turn 12, 3:40 p.m., we move on to the 4 p.m. turn. So let's take a look at some of the charts, see where we are with some of the casualties here, and I'll zoom you over here as well as the activations. So I'll zoom you in here a little bit. You can see we're at turn 12. You can see the number of units that have moved off. One of Tibbetts, several guns, three artillery, but they're reduced, fortunately. They are Graham and Upshur's 2 batteries. And then all of Lytton has moved off, and then Shoemaker's single regiment that was left over moved off. You can see there's numbers still on the broken track here that need to come off there as well. Now for the activations, what are we looking like? Let's zoom back over here. You can see there's a number of Confederate activations that failed. Let me tip you down here a little bit. And you can see if I zoom it out a little bit. There we go. So there's a number of them that have failed. Over here, you can see a lot of them over here, mostly the cavalry units that failed over here. Some rallies that actually worked out pretty good for both sides. But you can see a lot of Confederates. I think there's 7 activations that weren't. Command Confusion over here with Avril. I knocked him out. Oh, so Fortunes of War knocked out York here as well. So it was kind of a tough activation for both sides on this turn. But Union made progress, as we discussed back over here, with the fight, and was able to. Let me zoom in here a little bit. There we go. And was able to make some progress. So we're still got a bit of a ways away to finish this off, but Union is making progress and making it an interesting match. So stay tuned for turn 12, and we will go from there. Okay, we're down to the end. We finished off Second Battle of Kernstown, July 1864, Revolution Games, Blind Swords system. Last video I had was with you at 3:40 p.m. When we got to that point, it started to become apparent that we were into the retreat that the Union was in, and the turns were going to be pretty quick and pretty straightforward over there. So I didn't film anything from 4 o'clock on, 4, 4:20, 4:40, and I'm filming now at 5 o'clock. Basically just bringing you over the wrap up here of what happened. This, you can see the final outcome of the Confederates still on the board. The Union did manage to retreat all but 2, and these guys luckily rallied off the broken track to to eliminate those points for the Confederates. So what happened here? You can see the Confederates are still in pretty good order. They've been trying to recover themselves and everything. Last you saw, the Union was in a pocket right about from here, right along Pritchard's Hill, trying to retreat off and getting units off, cavalry over here, and so forth and so on. And the Union did manage to get quite a bit of units off. I do have all of those here. Let me move these down so you can actually see. So here's Harris's brigade, and then we have, if I can get this over, we have some cavalry here with Schumacher, Higgins cavalry here, Ely, some more units there. Lytton basically got his whole force off. Oh, here's some more Higgins. Put those up there. There's a Wells. 116th Ohio. There. Powell. Right there. Only 1 unit got off. Harris. Excuse me. Not Harris. Hayes. Units there. Oh, I don't have you on the on camera here. Let me tilt you down. My bad. Sorry about that. Schumacher, Harris, Lytton, Higgins, Ely, Hayes, Powell, Wells. And then we have the artillery, which is a big saving grace. They saved they saved all their artillery, basically. Tibbets. And then there was 1 Johnson unit over here. And made it off. So these were all the units that made it off for the Union. So that gave them victory points over there. But a lot of them didn't. That's this up here. You can see some of the losses. Let me zoom you in here a little bit in terms of what it looks like. So the Union lost quite a bit here. Here's 1 of Johnson, Higgins, Powell, Ely, Hayes, 2 of Ely's, and most of Wells were still on the broken track off of there. And that gave quite a bit of victory points to the Confederates over there. So they were able to escape. They got some of their force off. Not as much as I would have hoped for, but there was some interesting battles within there to get them off and try to survive, because that was the biggest thing. And that's the biggest thing with this, is just surviving the Confederate onslaught here as much as possible so they can fight another day. They're definitely outnumbered, outclassed by the Confederates. So it's really tough. It just shows how Crook his command was really blindsided by this. And he was blindsided specifically to this because he just wouldn't recognize that there was an attack brewing until it was too late. That's kind of the way this played out as well. He's kind of blindsided until it's too late. They held out Pritchard's Hill here as long as they could. They got up to about 14 or 15 victory points. But the Confederates, were able to overrun that and wipe that out and actually get 21, 22 points off of this, and basically get the day. Some interesting battles. They did hold up the Confederates quite a bit. There's a number of times when units like Grimes and Battle just got hammered by defensive fire over there. Same thing with Terry and York and Evans. Evans ultimately did recover a little bit to get on there. Cavalry was a bit odd, and I think that's just because of one of the shifts that they have. There's a -3 shift for attacking cavalry by anything, by other cavalry, infantry, and things like that. So tends to make the cavalry a little bit tougher to do anything to, either break or turn them to battle worn or get morale hits or retreat them or anything like that. So basically, you got to kind of snipe at them with fire, particularly the sharpshooters and such, artillery, and that tends to wear them down to a point that they can, then be attacked and get them done. From the standpoint of Early's command, he's got everything going his way. Early is on the attack. He has his units pretty much aligned the way he wants them to overrun the flanks, both on the left and the right side. Now, I didn't use Breckinridge's surprise attack at all. I couldn't get it going until midway through the game. And by that point, they had taken the woods over here. And they were in position to just keep hitting and hammering away. The other thing was a lot of units broke and were on the battle-worn side. And they just really wouldn't make sense to attack. So I really couldn't get enough momentum going to use that surprise attack to its effective manner. I have used it before. I've played this particular scenario before with this particular version, and it can be very devastating on the Union, but this time it just didn't work out well to do that. Same thing with Crook. Crook never rolled his 1 to get a better bonus of 1 or 2 to activate there as well. Although he did activate a couple times, including this last turn, he did activate and actually helped a couple of, I think, Johnson's troops to escape from Pritchard's Hill, or move off Pritchard's Hill, and try to make some escape over there as well. So this has been Battle of Kernstown, July 1864, and you'll see this. You're seeing this, I should say, at the 160th anniversary of this, and hope you enjoyed this quite a bit. Hope you enjoyed the commentary to this as well. Kind of the brief synopsis of the battles, as well as a little bit of commentary on the command structure, and how it plays. I definitely would recommend this. This is one I've enjoyed quite a bit. Actually, both Kernstowns 1 and 2 are very good in this particular system, as well as within the Great Battles of American Civil War too, as well. It's kind of a toss-up. I just wanted a different scenario for this because, as you saw with my other ones, Newmarket, Cool Springs, and others. I just wanted a little bit of change up in terms of this, and probably be playing more once more of these come out. But we'll be back to Great Battles for the American Civil War next, for Sheridan's efforts to push back on Early and really push him back down the valley. So we'll be revisiting not Kernstown but Winchester here in one of the upcoming battles with Sheridan at the lead at this point, as well as the other ones that go along all the way up to Cedar Creek in October. So if you like this, please like the video. Hopefully you've seen this is in a playlist, so hopefully you've seen that, and hope you take a look at the rest of the videos that go along with this. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you like playthroughs and a little bit of analysis of American Civil War battles, particularly with the Shenandoah for the 160th anniversary here. I just wish I had more time because I would be doing more of these, but I focused on the Shenandoah for this time around. But you will see more later as more games come out and more battles are represented to try to show the command, show the effort, and kind of feel the action of what American Civil War battle was like. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.